Firefighting vehicles worth 756 million distributed to local government councils in Zamfara state. Zamfara government procures animal feeds to complement grazing pastures. The presidency says democratic path to change is not for violence. On business, the federal government of Nigeria says northwest scarcity this Yuletide. On sports, Confederation of African Football unveils shortlist for 2019 awards. On the international scene, Nigeria to assist Liberia to ensure stability. Welcome to Standard Voice Television News. I am Musa Joy Onyoza, and reading with me today is
Samira Ibrahim.
Now the news in full. Governor Bello Matawalle of Zamfara State on Wednesday launched the recently procured 28 fully equipped firefighting vehicles and handed them over to the 14 local government chairmen of the state, where each local government received 2 of the vehicles. The governor warned the local council chairmen to imbibe on the maintenance culture of the vehicles. Governor Matawalle also called on the people of the state, especially communities in rural areas of the state, to be cautious on fire outbreak this Harmattan period. The 28 firefighting vehicles were purchased by the immediate past administration of Governor Abdulaziz Yari at a cost of 756 million naira. Governor Matawalle therefore directed the State Fire Service Department to take proper care of the equipment as well as respond quickly to all distress calls made to them.
Today, we are launching 24, not 14, 24 firefighting vehicles. We're sure that the total cost, the 14 is, we already have something government house, where we procured 14 of them, 2 of the vehicles. The 14 were procured at the cost of 461 million. And this vehicle will be distributed to 14 local government councils to implement the existing ones that we have already in other local governments. The idea to procure the firefighting vehicles is in response to public outcry on need to provide the vehicle for protection of lives and property. The distribution of these firefighting vehicles will therefore bring the fire brigade service close to our people at grassroots as a form of rapid response to contain the incidence of fire outbreak, most especially in this period of Harmattan.
The Zamfara state government has procured 14,000 bags of animal feed at the cost of 49 million naira and first aid drugs at the cost of 196 million to be distributed to the displaced Fulanis in the state. The distribution of the first aid drugs is aimed at taking care of the urgent medication needed by the displaced Fulani people, while the animal feeds are to complement the grazing pasture of the animals and discourage Fulani from rampant migration. The governor then commended the concerted efforts by the 14 local government councils chairmen towards realizing these laudable objectives and called on them to sustain the tempo for more gesture that will improve the lives of the people of the state. The distribution ceremony was attended by the State Deputy Governor, Barrister Mahadi Aliyu Gusau, Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Bala Bello Maru, Head of Service, Alhaji Kabiru Balarabi, Chief of Staff, Government House, Colonel Bala Mande, Emirs of Gusau and Maru, Head of Security Agencies and Permanent Secretaries, as well as the 14 local government chairmen, among others.
The initiative of distributing these materials will go a long way in relieving the internally displaced person and make them feel the presence of their government. These space airdrops procured at the total cost of 196 million naira and 14,000 bags of animal feed procured at cost of a sum of 42 million naira are to be distributed to the displaced Fulanis across their various settlements in the 14 local government areas of the state, in fulfillment of government's pledge to caution their hardship and build trust and confidence in them. Similarly, the distribution of first aid drugs is aimed at taking care of the urgent medication needed by the displaced Fulani people, while the animal feed is to complement the grazing pasture of the animals and discourage Fulani from rampant migration.
The new special advisor to the governor of Sokoto State, Female Education Board, Hajia Aisha Musamaina, has assumed duty on Wednesday. The special advisor was accompanied to her new duty station by the entire members of the Sokoto Government House press crew, led by the special advisor to the governor on media and publicity, Mohammed Bello, represented by the SSA Media and Public Affairs Abdullahi S. Danko. Others on the special advisor's entourage include family members, associates, friends and well-wishers, as well as colleagues in the media profession. Speaking shortly after taking over the mantle of leadership of the board, the special advisor expressed her determination to work hard towards taking the board to greater heights. Hajia Aisha Maina also thanked Governor Aminu Waziri Tambuwal for giving her the opportunity to serve the state in that capacity. The special advisor assured staff of the board that all of them would be carried along in the task of moving the board forward. She further assured her determination to uphold the confidence reposed in her by the government of Sokoto State. Earlier handing over the affairs of the board to the special advisor, the Director General Hajia Halima S. Tudu Zuromi said the board had a total of 75 staff. The Director General said she employed maximum support and cooperation of the staff and urged them to extend same to the special advisor for the successful discharge of her duties. Hajia Halima S. Tudu also advised the SA to uphold the confidence reposed in her. In his remark, the Director Administration of the Board, Alhaji Nasiru Bello, Sokoto, assured the maximum support and cooperation of the staff of the board to the new special advisor.
Members of the Kano State House of Assembly have failed to agree on the passage of the new Emirates Council Bill 2019, which was sent by Governor Abdullahi Ganduje to restore the 4 first-class emirates that were dissolved by a Kano State High Court. Kano Focus reports that the lawmakers on Wednesday spent almost 3 hours in a secret session debating the bill but failed to reach an agreement. It could be recalled that Kano State government had approved a fresh bill to restore the 4 emirates in Bichi, Rano, Karai and Gaya after they were nullified by a Kano State High Court. The court, presided over by Justice Usman Naappa, had on November 21, 2019, ruled that the Kano State House of Assembly did not follow due process in passing the law that established the 4 emirates. Report says some of the members were not happy with how the matter is being handled. It was learned that a number of lawmakers wanted the bill to follow the standard procedure of passage, which includes conducting a public hearing, contrary to the previous bill, which was swiftly passed without any public input.
President Muhammadu Buhari Wednesday paid glowing tribute to his longtime ally and friend, Professor Tam Sokari David West, who served as Minister of Petroleum Resources between January 1984 and August 1985. At a commendation service for the former minister, held at the Chapel of Restoration, University of Ibadan. The president said Professor David West would be sorely missed for his integrity, sense of accountability, and radical opposition to corruption. President Buhari was represented at the event by Minister of State, Petroleum Resources Timipri Svtv and Special Advisor on Media and Publicity Femi Adesina. Also at the event were the Governor of Edo State, Godwin Obaseki, renowned academics, politicians, family members and admirers of the eminent virologists who had attained national and international acclaim.
The presidency has reacted to a statement credited to a former Chief of Defense Staff, General Alexandra Ogomudia, who submitted that Nigeria may be reconstructed violently. A statement issued by Garba Shehu, a spokesman to President Muhammadu Buhari, described the statement as vituperation coming from a former military chief, which speaks volumes about the mindset of groups of citizens who have yet to accept democracy as a form of government. It stressed that as a nation, a constitutional democracy and change to the country in structure, its system, policy and politics must abide by the norms of democracy, otherwise they will be extrajudicial and therefore unconstitutional. This system has subsisted uninterrupted for upward of 20 years and still going, and the country's law court, with its armed forces, are primed at all times to defend it using all means that are unlawful. The biggest challenge to the country today is not necessarily from perceived regional or state imbalances or conflicts between the government at the center and states, but from the mindset and entities rooted in the idea of violence as a means to change. Such individuals, groups and entities peddling ideologies of violence and hate are close to the notion of healthy dialogue through popular platforms, including elected parliament, hence only open to violence and destruction as their means. This administration under President Muhammadu Buhari is strongly of the view that democracy that is self-correcting under the law, as we have, is the answer to growing calls for violence and a means to change in the structure, form and content of the union that binds us as one country.
President Muhammadu Buhari on Wednesday in Abuja launched the National Security Strategy 2019 document with a pledge that his administration remains fully and unreservedly committed to achieving a safer and more secure Nigeria. Speaking on the occasion which preceded the meeting of the Federal Executive Council, President Buhari said the execution of the strategy, as encapsulated by the Office of the National Security Advisor, is a task for all heads of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. The President affirmed that security is a bottom-to-top cooperation. Failure at any level leads to a serious lapse in overall security. He called on all Nigerians, including heads of ministries, departments, and agencies, to see themselves as stakeholders and partners in the onerous task of securing the nation and to demonstrate the unity of purpose in implementing this strategy. The President noted that the various security challenges confronting the country has made it necessary for the articulation of a comprehensive and coordinated response that involves all segments of society and all elements of national power. We'll be right back after this short commercial break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. On business, Jemima Samuel has more detail.
Thank you, Musa Joy. Welcome to Business Desk. The federal government has assured that there will be no scarcity of petroleum products during this Yuletide. The assurance was given by the top federal government officials during the meeting in Abuja with stakeholders in oil and gas sector. The meeting was held at the Presidential Villa and was chaired by the Chief of Staff to the President, Mr. Abba Kyari, the Group Managing Director of NNPC, the Minister of Works and Housing, the Inspector General of Police and others. After the meeting reeled out all the plans in place to ensure a Yuletide with no scarcity of petroleum products. The meeting was convened to take place of readiness for the festive period, particularly in terms of supply and distribution of petroleum products, so that this festive period will be enjoyed by Nigerians across the country, without any hinge, particularly during the Christmas and New Year. The meeting assured Nigerians that the NNPC has made arrangements to make adequate supply of petroleum products. The Group Managing Director gave this assurance that they came together with other agencies of government to ensure that if there are any issues in the process, such issues are resolved to ensure that Nigerians have a very Merry Christmas this year. And that's all we can take on Business Desk. I am Jemima Samuel.
Thank you, Jemima. On sports, Sufyan Abubakar has more detail.
Thank you, Joy Musa. My name is Abu Svtv Bakar, and as usual, I'm with Sports Update. The Confederation of African Football has revealed the shortlist for all categories for the 2019 awards. Nigeria has been represented in all the categories except for the Men's Coach of the Year award. For the African Footballer of the Year, Ajax have 2 representatives in Onana and Hakim Ziyech, while the last African Cup of Nations winners, Algeria, are represented with 3 players in Hakim Benassa, Riyad Mahrez and Belali, while the other finalists, Senegal, are represented by 2 players, Khalidou Koulibaly and Sadio Mane. Mohamed Salah, the winner of the last 2 African Footballer of the Year, is also on the list, alongside Nigerians Odion Igalo and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang of Arsenal. And for the females category, Asisat Oshaola is representing Nigeria there. And for the Young Player of the Year, 2 Nigerians, Victor Osimhen and Samuel Chukwueze, will battle Dortmund's Hakim Ashraf. And also, the Nigerian women's coach, Thomas Denabai, is also nominated for the Female Coach of the Year. And here are the results of the midweek Premier League matches played on Tuesday and Wednesday. Liverpool FC defeated Everton 5-2 in the Merseyside derby, while Chelsea defeated Aston Villa at home 2-1. United defeated Jose Mourinho's Tottenham Hotspur 2-1, while Leicester City defeated Watford 2-0. And earlier on Tuesday, last CS winners Manchester City defeated Burnley at the Turf Moor Stadium 1-4. And finally, on the Standard Voice television competition going on at the Amusement Park football field, Northern Life Empires were eliminated by famous Zamfarians in the 3rd quarter-final match. Zamcharity, Damba FC, famous Zamfarians have all qualified for the quarter-finals. Zamcharity, Damba FC, famous Zamfarians have all qualified for the semi-finals. The winner between BZ FC and Gusau Celebrities will join the other 3 teams for the semi-final. And that's all we have on sports today. Back to Joy Musa.
Thank you, Sufyan. On the international scene,
President Muhammadu Buhari has on Wednesday in Abuja said that the stability of Liberia is a key part of his vision for peace, stability and prosperity in the West African sub-region. Speaking while receiving Mrs. Maureen Dix, Special Envoy of President George Weah and Liberia's acting Foreign Affairs Minister in the State House, the Nigerian leader said he will continue to do everything possible to ensure the stability of Liberia. President Buhari commended the Liberian leader for making efforts to maintain good relations with Nigeria. The special envoy said she brought warm greetings from President Wee and the people of Liberia and thanked President Buhari for his generous support to her country. Mrs. Dix, who said Nigeria's support and assistance over time had impacted positively on Liberia and its people, adding that she brought a special message from President Wee to President Buhari following a recent conversation between both leaders. President Buhari promised to respond positively and promptly to the written message.
That has been the news from Standard Voice Television. To end the news, a quick look at the major headlines. Firefighting vehicles worth 756 million distributed to local government councils in Zamfara State. Zamfara government procures animal feeds to complement grazing pastures. The presidency says democratic path to change is not for violence. On business, the federal government of Nigeria says no fuel scarcity this Yuletide. On sports, Confederation of African Football unveils shortlist for 2019 awards. On the international scene, Nigeria to assist Liberia to ensure stability. All these and other stories of SVTV can be viewed via our social media platform. That has been the news on behalf of
Samira Ibrahim.
I still remain Musa Joy Onyoda. Stay tuned.